I love that song. Isn't it? It was the toughest B flat chord in the world. Yeah, you'd run out the front and listen to that. Yeah, when it starts. Yeah, when it starts.
Oh, yeah, there's another riff.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Yeah, after the solo hits that B flat too.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Just the start. Yeah. Because it's also.
G.
G.
I love the G. It's like a can. It's like a can thing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, thank you, good night. We're here all week. Try the deal.
Hello, everyone. It's Grant and I again.
And Richie and our very
Look what we got.
guest, Diamond
I
Di.
followed him home.
Di Prichard.
Yeah, he was just walking down the street and we thought, let's grab this guy.
He's back from Swaziland.
Yeah, so we've got lots to talk about. Lots to play.
And he's got some favourite guitar players.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna
We've all got
talk
favourite guitar players.
We do.
Who's yours? Who's your favourite guitar player?
Oh, look. I know you're going to hate me. As in, like,
oh, no.
whether or not I play him or not, you know what? I think Yngwie Malmsteen is just insane.
He's insane. He's a good guitar player.
I think he's insane.
He's insane. He's a great guitar player, and it's just like I could really honestly listen to him.
Oh, you got to respect that ability. But have you seen his show lately?
No.
What it looks like there's a stage, right? There's a stage, and this is for real. If you Google it, you can see what he does. There's like 50 Marshall stacks. And then on the other end, there is a drum kit and a bass player and a keyboard player. True. All about Yngwie. All about Yngwie. And then there's the rest of a little rhythm section up here.
No.
That's it.
You're lucky to play with me.
That's it.
You know, like, I mean, Angus has got to be my classic. I mean, I love him. Richie Blackmore's. There's a whole load of them. You know, it's it's endless. But you know, something about Malmsteen. He's just like.
Oh, he broke a mould. He really did break a mould.
Yeah.
He broke a mould. That's pretty amazing.
How he can play like that is insane.
He's been born with freak talent.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt.
Just the articulation the guy had, it's just insane.
Yep. Every note, no matter how fast he went, even how fast he could hear every single note.
Fast as his Ferraris.
Yeah. His Huffaras.
Now, does he still wear puffy shirts?
He probably would.
I'd say so. He's still got the hair going on and everything. Yeah. And did it on a Strat. That's it. Everyone went, oh no, because it was like, wow. He turned up with a Strat. It was like, and that was a real Blackmore thing.
Yes, it was.
It was a real Blackmore thing. He was so influenced by Blackmore.
Oh, absolutely.
It was all about the Strat. And even now,
and did Blackmore get that from Hendrix, do you reckon?
I don't know. I think so.
Strat Marshall? No?
I don't know, because early Richie Blackmore's the 335. If you look at the original clip of Black Knight, Richie's playing the 335.
Huh?
Richie played the 335 for years.
I think according to Blackmore, there was no guitar players before Blackmore.
That's right, yeah. Because it was all about Richie. Yeah.
It's all about Richie. Yeah. So what about you, Diamond? Who's your favourites? You've got to say favourites. You can't go...
Yeah, you can't go favourite. I'm with you. Like, Malmsteen would be up there later on because it was just like, wow, this guy's just a freak. He was one of those guys that sort of like kicked the door open and then shut it behind him.
That's right. You never play it, really. I mean, like, not only the fact that you couldn't really play it, it was just, you just listened to it and it would just be in. It
was more an inspiration.
But, guys like that, they're kind of like the Jeff Becks as far as you got Malmsteen and you've got Eddie Van Halen and you've got your Steve Vais, but Eddie got the notoriety because they were part of songs. They had songs that went everywhere. Where the other guys...
It's normally the first guy to do it. Sort of like Eddie Van Halen was the same. He kicked the door open but then shut it behind himself.
Yes, he did.
And he sort of like, the whole tapping thing, I was like, he got a lot of that from Holsworth. Yeah, a lot of it from Holsworth. But no one really knew who Holsworth was until Van Halen came along and he said, well, there's this guy called Holsworth I'm really into. And we all went, fucking really? We better have a look at him. But for me personally, it was sort of, Richie was right up there. Hendrix, big time. Hendrix, big time, man. Angus, because I sort of grew up as a little kid listening to that. Then a lot of Aussie guys. Borich, I always thought Borich was good. I learned how to play slide by going to Borich concerts.
Yeah.
Watching Kevin Borich. I was like a guitar nerd. I'd be there with a pen and paper, like, honestly. And
You were with the
later
other guys who were arms folded in the back. I could have played that better. Yeah.
But then later on, there was a guy, weird ass guys that you'd never heard. Audley Freed is one of my favourite guitar players. Audley Freed. No one knows who Audley Freed is.
No.
Audley Freed was in a band called Cry of Love in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then he was a touring guitar player in the Black Crowes. He was a touring guitar player in the Dixie Chicks.
Oh, it's going to be
he was just this phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah. The Black Crowes always had 3 players.
Yeah. And he could sort of put a foot in each camp. He was just like technically amazing, but still dirty.
Yeah.
Like he'd still do like the Hendrixy thing, really sloppy, but again, really articulate, beautiful feel.
Yeah.
And just, Audley's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you Google him now, he's probably a touring guitar player for someone.
So someone.
Richie Kotzon's another.
Kotzen lately, probably the last 6-7 years, I've been a Kotzen nutter.
Yeah, I think you turned me on to him. Yeah.
Oh man, Richie Kotzen's fantastic. Because not only, it's like you say, it's songs, brilliant singer.
It seems like Chris Cornell.
Man,
like as good.
Yeah, and does everything with his fingers. Stopped playing with a pick about 10 years ago. Everything's with fingers. Jared James Nichols is another guy that's really cool now who plays just with his fingers, plays a Les Paul with one pickup and a tone knob, no pedals, and his fingers. Yeah. Young Texan guy, he's about 6'7". It's huge.
Derek Trucks.
Truck's probably the best slide player in the world at the moment. I reckon. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So there's no shortage of favourite guitar
No, there isn't. What about you, Ormo? What's
same deal. I mean, I can't go past Clapton, Hendrix, Keith, Jimmy Page, Dave Gilmour.
Oh, and the big ones, it's all the Kings, B.B. King, Albert King, Burger King. All the Kings.
All the Kings.
All
the Kings.
Where are we? Try to deal.
He's a German guy.
Burger King. German guitar player.
He plays very good guitar.
Hey, it's funny, you talk about the Kings, you hear Freddie King. The first time I had Freddie King, I went there because I'd heard Stevie Ray Vaughan cut his teeth on that. And Albert King, and when you first hear those two, you go, they're playing Stevie licks. It's like, no, Stevie's playing their licks. He played them darn good.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
But isn't it funny? Angus Young too, same as me. I just grew up with my brother and I just listened to AC/DC exclusively for years.
He did it when I was a kid.
And
I remember delivering newspapers and just having the tranny on in front of my bike.
A tranny just for the younger people.
Oh yeah, a tranny. It was a completely different thing back in 1974.
That's when you put your feet on a puff and listen to the tranny.
Yeah, that's it.
And that is actually kosher to say that in the context.
In the context. In 1974, kids, a tranny was a little box with a dial on it. And a puff had one earpiece you stuck it in, so like
and a puff was a footrest.
Yeah, basically,
I think they still use them at the AFL, I think.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh, not sure.
The old one.
Yeah, he's always
the one plug in the ear.
Yeah. Right. My Lord. Thanks, Scotty Morris, for the cups. Very nice.
Oh, we've got new cups, yes.
Yeah, look.
Oh, look at them.
Fantastic.
Oh, look, that's you.
That's me.
Everyone wants to have a bit of Richie in your coffee.
Yeah.
Have a bit of Richie in your coffee. So I'll have a Lara.
A Lara. I'll have a Lara latte.
I'll have a
Lara latte.
A fat-free Lara, thanks.
So I used to go. It's funny. I noticed yesterday. My dear old mum, had on her table at home, one of our old cassette players with 2 speakers, and that was something. Because when my first one, I had a tranny first, and you'd fall asleep with the radio under your pillow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you'd wake up and the radio would still be on. But then I think it was year 6, the big, it was like a rite of passage. We got our first, you can record songs on the radio with your mono 1-speaker cassette player. And here's some blank tapes.
Yeah.
So it's funny how far we...
TDK does amazing things.
TDK.
That's right, TDK tapes there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And you'd record when cassettes hit too. You'd get your vinyl and you'd record the album off the vinyl.
Yeah.
So
we record the radio.
Yeah.
It's coming on the radio.
Quick, get it. Yeah. Greg Bryce actually he ended up giving me a lot of albums. But before he did that, he'd say, just give me some cassettes and I'll take all those albums. Arlen Roth was a guy.
Yeah.
That he got me onto.
Arlen Roth, he was the guitar tuition guy.
Yeah, and he was great. But he got me onto Johnny Winter.
Yeah.
And I love that because it was like, he was like the American version of Borich kind of thing,
Oh,
he really played, he had a lot of mongrel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they had great hair.
Yeah.
Like those guys.
Oh, yeah.
They had great hair.
Okay.
What sort of guitar you got here today?
I have a Tekalaster.
Oh, Czechoslovakia.
The Fender Tekalaster.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
With the flattest neck you've ever seen.
It is.
And it's got one of those double.
Yeah, it's got a chopper T,
which
is Richie Cotson's pickup of choice.
Is that right?
It has a chopper T in it. Yeah,
Let's hear the back pickup.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Now, can you split that?
No.
You probably could.
Well, you probably could, but why would you want to?
What would you want?
What would you want to?
There's not enough knobs.
It ain't broke. So, and how's the neck? See how the back was standing
Yeah, it's
on?
pretty good. It's all right.
It's pretty light, the front pickup.
Yeah. That's they're both Marjos. That's a Twang King.
So that wasn't in that. That wasn't stock.
No, it had stock. It had Texas Specials in it, and I took the Texas Specials out and put them in. They're very Texas Specials are really bright pickups, so I put them in.
Yeah, they're a bit harsh to me.
Yeah, I put them in an upfold telly that I got about 15 years ago, which is quite dark, and it's actually brightened that up. So it's really
that's the one with the backward.
Yeah, backward headstock, with the stainless steel fret.
And so that guitar, just so you know, I picked that up one night backstage. And how good is that? Why is it so good to bend these? That it had the stainless steel frets.
Yeah, stainless steel frets.
Stainless steel frets.
Some people love them, some people hate them. I've got a couple of guitars. I've got a 68, which is made by Les. No one can pronounce his last name. That's why he's called his guitars 68. It's like Les.
Oh, Les, yeah, I know Les. Yeah.
I remember going over to Bob Spencer's house once, and he was refretting one of his guitars, and like I watched him doing it, and he's like beating this thing of it, hammering, and
he's loved stainless steel frets for years.
And they were stainless steel. It's so hard to
hard to work with.
Hard to work with. Yeah, I watched him.
Yeah, I asked Mark Baker about it. No, I wouldn't not doing that.
No,
hard work because it'll just bugger the tools up.
Yeah,
it kills all their files. You got to have you do a set of files.
Yeah, that's what I was just watching.
I like him on a couple of guitars I've got, like that.
So the 68, the 68,
the 68's got Les put stainless steels in that.
And okay, the 68 just said, guys, Les is from Melbourne.
Yeah, he's still
baseball player too. He's a good man. I've got one of them at home as well. I haven't done a review on that guitar. I'll have to bring it in one day because lovely guitar,
beautiful guitar,
co-way through here, and he's a good man.
Yeah,
but yeah, you got the stainless on that.
Got stainless on that, and they're really good because once you got them, you never have to polish them. Yeah. They never divot, they never wear out. The intonation is perfect.
Well, just before you came in today, I haven't played this for a couple of months, and it was getting a bit stuck. See, the stainless steel will take care of that.
Yeah, it takes care. It does change the tone of your guitar. It will brighten it up, especially if you play it just acoustically. You hear stainless steel, they'll ring.
But the thing too is when you play in the kitchen and you get the stainless steels.
Yeah,
in the kitchen, you do your guitar.
You can just do your guitar. You can do guitar as well. You can eat off it.
Really?
Go get a couple of pints, come back, it's still going.
It's still going. You still hear that?
Yeah, it's still going.
Can't get a bite, you'll still be hearing that one. All right, so great guitar players. I remember when I was a wee lad, we did a gig and Kevin Borich and Phil Emanuel turned up. And I had my old 1969 quad boxes, come both on stage, and we'd done it. It was at Belmont and we did this gig, and someone come up and said, "Oh, can they use your boxes?"
Oh yeah.
They brought their own amps. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're going right." Little did I know these guys play on Satan level. It didn't kill my speakers, but I really thought it was going to. Now they were two loud guitar players.
Oh yeah. That happened to me once with Borich when I was really young. We opened for Borich, and the same thing. Someone said, "Oh, can Kevin use your speaker box?" So I was like, "Of course, I'll never wash it." And it was just insanely loud. I was like, "I've still got a speaker box."
It's look, we do a Hendrix thing. Dora and I, we've done a lot of those over the years, and Kevin plays and it's funny. It was always who is the loudest. Now he's my tip on the loudest guitar players I've ever stood next to. Dave Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie.
Ripped my head off. Steve Edmonds used to, now Steve's not.
No,
Steve doesn't play loud at all.
Steve went in ears, I think.
Yeah, but he was louder than Satan. Of course, Pete Northcote can be loud as Satan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pete.
They've never loud. About 10 years ago,
everyone does. I think
it was like, holy hell! But then Kevin had come on, just twice as loud.
Kevin's pretty old school. I mean, he's to me. I love Kev. Kev, it is because he's sort of like he was always our Hendrix. Even though like a lot we pinched him from New Zealand. We do a lot.
Yeah, but we own him. Yeah,
we own. But he's ours now. He's been here long enough. Kev's ours now.
Yeah,
he's not a New Zealander anymore.
Yeah.
He's ours now. But yeah, he's so old school and he was always there. And he was the Hendrix guy. He was the Strat guy and he was just so good. Like I said, I learned how to play slide by watching Kevin Murray.
I love Kev. I remember Thorpe said once, might have been one of his books, that Kevin still packs his car, loads the gear.
Still does.
And
to this
does
day,
gigs.
man.
And so look, Kev's
73.
73.
He's coming up 73 now.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I had the pleasure one night. We had a few wines in his hotel room or my hotel room. I can't remember what it was. We had a couple of guitars going. We didn't have any amps, so we're sort of,
trying to listen.
I'm pretty deaf, but he's like, he's another. Anyway, well, it amazed me that he knew the intricacies of a lot of Hendrix things. But you could tell that he hadn't got it off YouTube and watched how it played. He'd actually listened to it on the radio, on the record, and really picked it apart. And you could really hear that he'd been playing that stuff probably since it came out. So, yeah, he's one of my favourites. He's a lovely guy too. He's just one of the greatest guys. Nice, a real Aussie treasure. I wonder, did he ever play with Barnesy and all those guys? He would have.
I'd say he would have done a bit of
time. Yeah, because I was just thinking Barnesy had everyone.
Yeah.
You played with Barnes.
I played with Barnes. I played with Barnesy at the Golden Star Awards, and I was going to do a whole run of gigs with Barnesy.
Was that the Horden?
No. No, it wasn't at the Horden. It was somewhere in Sydney. No, it wasn't at the Horden. It was somewhere else. And a benefit gig with him, and I was going to do a whole run of gigs with him, and I had to blow him out.
Oh.
I had to blow him out because Tats had to go to Russia.
Of course.
And he wasn't impressed. I never got invited back.
Oh,
he wasn't impressed.
That's a pretty good excuse.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, well, it's my day job, so I've got to go.
I've heard some of your stories from Russia too. We won't go there now. There's some funny stories there later too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Russia was hilarious.
Was it?
Yeah, Russia was kind of funny. But anyway, we digress.
We do.
We digress. But yeah. So Kev's he was always up there.
Yeah.
He was always up there.
Again, when I was a kid, I remember seeing Kev, same as you, just going, oh, wow, unbelievable. And then I remember coming back to town with the Party Boys. And I was just right up front at Belmont 16s again. And just going, wow, how's this guy? How do you play that good?
Some Belmont 16s on the run.
But the other guy that blew my mind was, as a kid, we used to play with Chain in the 80s. And it wasn't Phil Manning, it was John Mayer.
Oh, yeah, John Meyer.
Johnny Meyer
yeah.
from Perth, I believe, yeah?
Yep.
That guy blew my head off. Like, he was one of the greatest guitar players I've ever seen. Yeah.
And he's still very active. I actually got a message from John Meyer last week going, hey, he's doing a thing called, a solo project called Project 6 with some of the guys from Saracen, a guy that was originally a singer in Saracen.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
Tell us about Saracen.
Saracen, man. Saracen were a three-piece band that came out of Perth.
Right.
And they were like Rush. They were based, it was John Meyer.
Yep.
And the bass player played a Ricky.
Yep.
Had foot pedals.
Yep.
And a double kick drummer. They were like Rush. They were like a prog rock three-piece.
Yeah, wow.
And John Meyer was just like the greatest guitar player I've ever seen.
So he was in Rose Tax for a while too, wasn't
he? Yeah, he did a bit of time with Tax. He was a guitar player when they did the incredibly fast version of Born to be Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Johnny Meyer. Johnny Meyer was there for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saracen, when he was with Saracen, man, they were phenomenal. I actually went and saw Saracen when I was about 18 or 19, and I copied his rig.
Yeah, well.
I was so impressed with this guy. He had a Strat.
What did he have?
He had a white Strat, an old J&P head, and he had a Boss 10-band with no distortion pedals.
Oh,
Johnny was running a big slab 10-band Boss EQ.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I went and copied it.
Yeah.
I bought the whole everything. I looked at his pedal.
You haven't got that pedal anymore, have you?
No, I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
It was huge. Took up a lot of real estate. Weighed about 10 kilos.
Took up a lot of real estate.
And,
that's a classic.
But I copied his rigs. He was so good.
They're like black stars. They take a lot of real estate.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you another guitar player in the 80s that I remember just going, I don't know how anyone played this good, was Brad Carr.
Brad was
the original choir guitar player.
Monster.
Jazz influence sort of player.
And not taking anything away from Brett, who's a phenomenal guitar player too, just phenomenal. Brad just was... this was before Run to Paradise. It was their first album.
Oh, yeah.
And they were mighty. They're an amazing band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Brad Carr was...
I'd like to see any guitar player, other obviously than Brad Carr, that could pull off the solo from Never Gonna Die.
Yeah, yeah.
The guitar solo in Never Gonna Die. It's just the most beautiful jazz influenced.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal.
All right, so talking about Aussie guitar players, we might as well go there. We talked about the Oil, so and 1984 Midnight Oil. Here's a plug. That's just a must watch. Jeez, the sounds they got.
I love
Jimmy Janini, Martin Rozzi. I never realised how they had their own style. It was just all sounded like Oil to me, but together they make that sound. They were phenomenal, and I was really into the way they had their boxes and the Rozzi's strap through the box is just hard to beat too, isn't it? So who else? Aussie guys?
You got to shout out to Mark McGinty.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was much like Jim and the guys from the Oils. I loved the way Mark McGinty played. He played like nobody else.
Yeah.
And you could see him he had a Les with P90s in it.
Yeah.
And he
had a great special.
And you
special. The speed special is his favourite.
6 or 58.
And you could see him. You could see him run through. I've seen him run through like a couple of AC30s, JMPs, Fenders, and he was sounding exactly the same.
Yeah.
The Oils guys are the same. I remember Jim running through like an old JMP or then a Vox, and so they still sounded exactly the same. Yeah. So it's obviously it was about them. It was about them.
We did a lot of touring with the Vox, and when Better actually hit and our first album hit, we were doing double bills with them.
Yeah.
Until Chrissy got the shits because we were
too naughty.
Dave upset it, but we were a bit naughty. But we started to take the shine away from it was their tour. That was I Touched Myself. But we got to see them and play with them for a long time. And he was just dynamite.
I love that McKinney London.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know. That's a hymn sort of a thing all over. And he's classic.
It's a real rhythmic, real percussive
sort of that, yeah.
And Charlie Owen played all those gigs. He's another phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, he's a great guitar player.
There's a whole. You've been a Melbourne boy. There was a whole Melbourne patch in a.
Like there was, yeah. I don't really. I was only sort of because I left Melbourne when I was really young. I was like 15 when I left Melbourne.
Yeah.
But I know that there was a scene, a real Melbourne scene. And I remember guys like Thorpe used to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, I missed out on all that.
Yeah.
Because I was gone.
Yeah. You pick up on that. The
classic gigs.
The Thorpe Ross Wilson Melbourne wankers and
so Hannaford was a Melbourne guy.
Ross
Hannaford, phenomenal.
Good, yeah. Daddy cool. Oh my God, what a player! Yeah. And like McKenzie, who played like that?
No,
just a quirky player, but bang on.
Yeah. Oh, and loud.
Yeah.
He wasn't a soft player. There's no way. He had volume.
He had great style too.
Oh yeah.
Even as he got older, he was a real. He just had this amazing style and taste.
And you still you hear anyone play. You think Hannaford, you think that sort of thing. Yeah.
And Daddy Cool, it's funny, like, knowing Roswell, they really were into that 50s.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Rock and roll, pop sort of
that
stuff.
Swing sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I when I hear Come Back Again, that's one of my favourite songs, Australian songs ever. And I forget it. When you hear it, it's like, turn that up. Wow, how good's that? They had this thing going on. And it wasn't for long, was it, Daddy Cool?
No, Daddy Cool. And they were like a rock band, but back in the day, I remember when I was a kid, Daddy Cool on the radio, and they just had pop songs. They had hits.
Yeah.
Daddy Cool was a hit. Daddy who?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So,
and you hear that big bopper sort of.
Yeah.
50s Buddy Holly sort of thing coming out.
And you see Ross Wilson. He still dresses like that. He's got the teddy boy jacket. And that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Ross has got a lot of depth. I spent a lot of time on Ross. He's a great harmonica player too. He's a good guitar player, and the riff in Eagle Rock is. That's not Hannaford. That's actually Ross.
That's Ross Wilson, and he plays it to this day. He still plays it.
Yeah, it's a tricky lick.
It's a tricky lick. Yeah.
A tricky lick. Tricky lick. There's a show. Tricky licks. All right. So other Australian guitar players.
There's a whole bunch of them that are great unsung heroes, and there was a lot of Aussies that disappeared and went. There was Aussies in big bands overseas. There was an Aussie in David Bowie's band for quite a while. Really? Yeah, I think it was the bass player was an Aussie guy.
I'll tell you an unsung.
Judge Mercy guy.
Andy.
Andy
Suchon.
Andy, yeah. He was a good guitar player and bass player.
Andy was a great all-rounder.
He was great.
Actually, we can blame Andy for Suddenly. Andy actually co-wrote Suddenly. He was a great pianist.
Eating chips and up the coffin. That's right.
So, and Andy's Billy Joel's longest-serving bass player now.
Yeah, he's like the MD.
Yeah, that's
he's
amazing.
Been in that band for 20 years.
There's some great footage of Paul McCartney getting up there at Shea Stadium. And Billy actually says, he talks about it, says, I looked at Andy and me go, wow, we've got Paul McCartney on stage. Yeah. Oh. So Andy's an old friend from Sydney. We met him in Sydney anyway. There was someone I was going to... I'll tell you a really unsung hero. So when I first started learning guitar, I had a Strat before I had a Blazer, Ibanez Blazer. So I was learning all Strat stuff. So I was really into... I was into, like, as far as outside of learning your blues and your rock and all that sort of stuff, I was really into Andy Summers. But another guy that I learned all his licks was Simon Binks from Aussie Cruel.
Oh, yeah, he was a great player.
He was a great player.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, you don't hear about him. And I want to put a shout out to him. He's some of his licks, like, you think Beautiful People and all that sort of stuff. The solo in Reckless. Not you again. That guitar piece, you know, that
beautiful.
You know, all that sort of stuff. He was a good player.
Yeah, really good player.
I was really blown away too when we did shows of James, how good a singer James is actually. Because you know, in the day people would give him a bad rap, and
couldn't understand him.
Yeah, the comedy shows he used to take the piss out of the way he sang.
Yeah.
But he can really sing. Hey, he's really good. All right, so some other unsung heroes.
I think Aussie guitar players, because there was like the Boric's and your Phil Mannings and stuff who were like, they're like the godfathers.
Moss to me is, I've always said he's Australia's classic. To me, he's the best. Yeah. Well, whether he's the best.
And we trump everyone, and we do trump everyone with Tommy. We own Tommy. Yeah. He never. I don't think Tommy ever went to New Zealand.
No.
So we actually do own Tommy Emmanuel. Yeah. Tommy Emmanuel and Phil. Dear old Phil.
You know what? The stuff they play. I was watching something on Tommy just recently and just go, that's not playing guitar. That's like you're from another planet.
Yeah, he's world class.
I can't even put him in the best guitar player category because it's just he's just like God.
Yeah,
you know, ridiculous, just ridiculous. And
there's other guys, and they are just like guitar mechanics that have been there for years.
They are mechanics.
Some of them are working. Colin Watson is another guy who's a country guy that's been around for years and years and years. Stewie French. Yep. Stewie French should probably be one of the best guitar players in Australia. He's a country guy for the most part. Swing player.
Yeah, another name.
That's just phenomenal.
Stewie Fraser was amazing too, wasn't he?
Stewie Fraser was great. Sadly lost him a while ago. Yeah. But Colin Watson was the funniest story I've ever heard from Colin Watson. Colin Watson is a beautiful guitar player, mainly a country guy. Played a telly. Yeah. Was albino. Yeah, it's still. Colin's still alive.
Still an albino?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still an albino.
One blue eye.
One blue. And he is like a lot of albinos. His eyesight's not good.
Yeah.
Colin would be well into his 60s, maybe approaching 70 now. Yeah. And he was at Jackson's Rare Guitars, sitting there playing a Telecaster. Yeah. Bad eyesight. Yeah. Classic story.
He thought he was playing a Les Paul.
He was playing, and the guy's coming behind him, because you know Jackson's used to be like a great guitar set. Yeah. And so Colin's playing beautifully, as he does. And some guy stands behind him and says to him, "Oh, that sounds really nice." Some English guy standing behind him. And Colin's going, "Yeah, it's pretty good." And he said, "Oh, you like Telecasters?" And Colin's going, "Yeah, I've got heaps of them. I really like it." He's going, "Oh, yeah, I've got some Telecasters too." And Colin's like, "Come on, try and play this." "Oh, really? Yeah, okay, that's good." Yeah. I said, I've got quite a few Telecasters. So Colin's like, "I've got to make conversation now. Oh, do you play in a band?" This guy's like, "Oh, I used to." I said, "What band?" He said, "The Beatles." It was George Harrison.
Oh,
the thing is, poor Colin's eyesight was so bad, and Colin's going, "Fuck." George Harrison couldn't see him.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because George Harrison used to come out here a lot. I think he actually had a property in Byron. He lived here for a while.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So poor Colin.
And Bob Dylan, they're driving around here and people would get servos at truck stops. And they'd be like, Wow.
I used to play in a band.
No, he's playing better than But yeah, Colin Watson was another guy.
Wow. I thought you were going to say Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so look, to me, Mossy is the best singer guitar player ever.
And another same thing. So this is a testament to this guy, Richie Blackmore, a Blackmore nutter.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
A Blackmore. Ian Moss's biggest influence was Richie Blackmore.
So and Ian can shred like nothing, and then it can be just so soft, so sweet.
And that voice,
is
and it was Richie Blackmore and Jeff Beck.
Yeah,
was his favourite.
Deez was another guy that can really play.
Lazotte's pretty amazing.
And really sing.
Yeah.
Mark's amazing. He's free.
Yeah. And I think you get that connection too because they're great guitar players and they're great singers, which has got to help your guitar playing.
Yeah.
You really think about melody.
Yeah.
If you're a singer, you tend to think a little more about melody.
Look, those two guys, when you talk about, you look at the guys like Charlie Sexton, who's played in Dylan's band for the last 20 years, or any of those guys that are real session dudes and they play with all the big bands. Guys like Waddy Wattell and all those guys. God, if Ian Moss and Diesel ever went over there, they would have just eaten up. I mean, they would have taken the same paddock.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pretty much,
Then we've got Rick Brewster.
Man. That guy's phenomenal.
Incredible.
Just the most beautiful solos you ever heard.
Yeah, and you can sing them. It's like you look at and he's sort of like painted himself into a corner when you think about it. Because all those solos are so iconic.
Yes.
They're like horn parts. I mean, and he has to play them exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think it'll take a long line, it's it could be a trumpet part.
I need my mic.
It could be a trumpet part. But he wrote that. He wrote that.
Very much.
I remember we did a million tours at the Angles, and I remember he used to like borrowing Richie's old green SG that had a Floyd Rose in it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That he sold.
I remember the first time I saw the Jets. I remember it was my vivid was you and that guitar.
Yeah.
You and that guitar. It's an SG and it's green and it's got a Floyd Rose on it and it had from memory a single coil pickup in it.
Which was a nasty
And I'm
little
like,
thing. Which
the horror. What devil's spawn is this?
Yes, it was a devil's spawn.
What devil's spawn is this? What evil magic is this you weave, Lara?
Do you know one of my favourite memories? Only guys like you would understand this.
He's a total guitar nerd.
Yeah. I remember him borrowing that guitar and doing the intro to City Out of Control.
Oh, yeah. And that's why he wanted it, because he didn't have those things. And that thing is staying tuned perfectly.
Yeah, that's the great thing with Floyd. They totally ruin your guitar, but they do that really well.
Oh, they ruin it.
They totally ruin your guitar.
I couldn't get around trying to put a string on a guitar like that.
They're painful. Like I have, and it's sort of like the dumbest things I've ever done. I've got a Strat that it's my first. It was my first good guitar.
That's your one.
That old black guitar, old black Strat. So 1971 CBS Strat. And it's like the family axe. It's had like 4 necks, 37 pickups, but it's 3 heads and 5 handles, but it's still the family axe, Yeah. And the only thing original about it is the body, but I put a Floyd Rose on it in the early 80s, as everyone did. Eddie Van Halen came along, everyone did.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was.
And I hardly ever use it now because of the Floyd Rose. It does that one thing. They stay in tune really well, but it's just, you can't detune it, you can't play different tunings on it, and it's just
I remember seeing, the first time I ever saw Die Prichard, I was very underage. I was probably 15 or 16 at the old Newcastle Workers Club.
That's right.
And with Destraza.
Yeah.
So Steph was singing, she could sing, geez.
Yeah, Steph.
Dara, Dee was on bass.
Yeah.
I don't know who else was in the band.
Yeah, Chester Howe.
Chester was drums?
Chester on drums, yeah.
But I remember you, and I remember that guitar, and I've said this before, but it was the first time I saw this guy with a forearm tat, and it was
it's a blob now,
and I was just like,
I got it when I was like 17,
and they were rarer. It was rare to see a guy with a tat there, right? Unless you're
just come out of jail,
and I just remember going I'm going, God, this guy can play with them. I'm like, God, how hardcore is this guy? It's a tat. Now, who he is reporting? That was probably
I think it was either the Angels or Noiseworks. It was a couple of big
might have been
Noiseworks.
It might have been Noiseworks, actually. Yeah.
They'll be up here for a while.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny looking at that. I remember, the Newcastle Workers Club, as you remember, and there's many older generation in bands that would say that was one of the greatest venues in Australia, bar none. And so we would see every band that toured there, and I would go and watch them sound check, and I was right into it. And one thing I vividly remember was the bands that became big at that time. So you're talking Johnny Diesel and Injectors and Noiseworks. You'd always see them open for the Angels.
Yeah.
Before they were big.
Yeah.
That was like how you were blooded into the Australian scene. And we went through that same thing. So we watched that happen, and it was like you kind of had to do an Angels tour to
And Giselle Ruffin,
to survive.
Oh, weren't they the toughest crowd? An Angels crowd,
Yeah.
mate.
An Angels crowd. Not only the crowd, but the crew.
Yeah.
The
Crews were brutal, weren't
brutal. They were brutal. Everything about it, they were going to go, you're either going to like this or
they? What
hate
are you doing on
this.
stage?
Yeah.
Fuck off the stage.
Yeah.
It's my stage.
Yeah, you couldn't even get on that. Yeah.
What are you doing in the dressing? Get out of the dressing.
Yeah. They're all on speed. They haven't eaten for a week. Doing 17 gigs a week.
At least 17.
At least 17 gigs a
At
week.
least.
These cranky
That was
guys.
a bit of a dull week.
Yeah.
Now, okay,
Cranky guys.
They're all crusty old
you got
bastards.
2 minutes to set your whole back line up. Oh, can we move it? You touch anything, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the drums had to be like Dave and I remember everyone had to be like just in a straight line on one stage, because it was a stage, and they wouldn't move nothing, not one.
When we
Now get out there and have a good show.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get that bottom end.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but it sort of gave it that mongrel. I mean, we just come out swinging. All right, fuck you. Let's have a go at this.
Yeah, we'll crack it.
And it was your first taste of, hang on, this isn't fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
And hang on, you're getting
people aren't nice.
but you're getting $100 for the gig.
Yeah.
And you better have 2 fucking guys at the end of it to help load the semi-trailer.
That's right.
Shit, man, the load out.
Or you were dead. Yeah.
You had to provide crew. Oh my god, that's right.
The line out.
Oh, kids today.
Yeah,
Never
haven't got
Kids,
that.
these young kids and allowed.
And that would go on for
They'll be the
weeks.
death of us all.
Yeah.
That would go on for weeks. That brutality.
Yeah.
And we'd stay in these shitty hotels worth nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell that to young people who's there, they won't believe you.
But you know what? I remember doing those tours and getting treated really badly. And it wasn't just the Angels. We played with everyone and we were treated so poorly by all of them. But there was always one guy on the crew, and I'd remember hearing this, that they'd say to the other crew guys, hey, you want to be fucking nice to these guys? These guys are going to be your boss next year. These guys are going somewhere. And it happened. And I remember all those guys.
Yep.
Now, you're all right. You always had our back.
Yeah.
Or the guys that were real arseholes, I remember them just really flipping. Oh, mate, yeah, how you going here?
Yeah, that's
work?
right.
Yeah.
They flipped big
they
time.
all turned. But that did put that gave us a lot of money, a lot of fire. To turn crowds around. It's funny when we got big and we're doing like double bills with the barbed wire ball. The arguments we had via managers and agents that no, the drums are actually getting fucking moved and we are actually setting up on the drum riser because it's a double bill.
Yes, that was a big one, wasn't it?
And I come to the point where it's like, well, just take it or leave it. We're not supporting you. It's like it's a bill. And it was good after that.
Brent wouldn't move for that.
He didn't like moving it. But it was really good after that. And they were huge tours. They were great. We had the Pour open for us. And, you know, they were some of the biggest tours of that era for sure. Yeah. A lot of fun. I remember Bobby Spencer, we left our video camera, or he stole our video camera. And I remember they made a video after their gig on our video camera and then dropped it back to us.
I can only imagine.
It was pretty funny. I think they called us the Screaming Quackers.
Quackers.
We're in Western Australia. Is it the Quackers on Rottnest Island? Is that?
Yeah.
So we're from the Screaming Quackers. That's some good on the road fun there.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. Oh, right.
All right, well.
Oh, hello.
Amanda's making helicopter signs.
This is what we do when we get together. We just talk guitar. Some would say nonsense, but...
some would say nonsense, but they just don't get it.
Yeah, I do.
I never used to be able to spell guitarist, kids. Now I are one.
Right, well, mate, just a quick one. What are you playing there? This is your favourite, isn't it? You've had this.
This is
this thing.
That's like your third arm, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It's the only guitar I probably couldn't... Oh, no, I've got a few that I couldn't live without, but this is the one that I'd actually... There would be disturbance in the force if something happened.
There would be, yeah. It would mess with the whole space-time continuum.
I've realised I've got to take this back to Mark Baker and just...
Yeah, mate, what's been going on?
I mean, look at this. It's just...
What's going on there?
Oh, that's all right.
It's a little unkept. Bit of housekeeping, Walmsley.
It's beautifully fucked up.
Yeah.
But, God, it's old. It's older than me, I think.
Yes.
They don't make them like they used to, I guess. But I don't know. There's something. Everyone that's ever touched this was like there's something. It's just one of the magic ones. You know.
Yeah.
It's got it all going on. So I think we're getting the wind up by a producer.
No, the old wind up.
I've got the near monitor on there. And the adjudicator spoke. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Play us out.
Oh, play us out.
What key? What key?
I reckon it's got to be G.
It's got to be G. It's got to be. Let's chunk away. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the air.
Make it up as we can.
What's that?